As Elias Gravenmoor reflects on his experiences, he has a spiritual awakening, finding out who's truly behind the pulse, and their intentions for his home city, Chicago, and the world. The Gravenmoor Files. Story 6, Part 1, The Vanishing L Train. They say the city has its secrets. They say Chicago hums with life, with steel and smoke, with sirens that never sleep, but beneath the tracks, something darker moves. Something that slips in and out of sight, laughing at the rules of time and reason. I learned that the hard way. My name is Elias Gravenmoor. I've walked these streets longer than most dare. I know the alleyways of Pilsen and the rooftops above Wicker Park. I know the hum of the city when the wind cuts down Lake Shore Drive, and I know the smell of rain on asphalt when the streetlights flicker. But I didn't know everything. Not until the L train disappeared. It was just past midnight on the Red Line. Most of the cars were empty, the occasional night shifter or insomniac curled in their seat, earbuds tucked in, staring at the ceiling like the world could vanish and they wouldn't notice. I'd been chasing a lead, rumors of strange sightings near the 35th Street stop. Shadows that moved against the light. Whispers that didn't belong to anyone alive. The train screeched to a halt. Lights flickered. The usual monotone automated voice skipped and crackled before trailing off into static. A hush fell over the car, like the air had grown thicker, heavier. Then I noticed it. The car next to mine. Vanished. Not like it rolled off the track, not like it went around a bend. Gone. Just gone. 1 second it was there, dull metal and buzzing lights, and the next, it was erased, leaving a space where reality itself seemed torn. I froze. Other passengers whispered and pointed, but no one moved. A woman with a grocery bag pressed herself against the door, her knuckles white, muttering prayers under her breath. A man tapped his phone, thinking it was a glitch, but even his screen reflected the empty space. I tried to approach the gap, heart hammering, but the moment I reached out, the train jolted forward. It skipped the next 2 stops like they'd never existed. My stomach twisted, my knuckles white on the pole. When we finally rolled into 43rd Street, the missing car had returned. Empty. Bloodless. But I saw it, just for a second, in the reflection of the window across from me. A figure. Tall. Faceless. Its hat seemed stitched from shadows, its coat darker than the night outside. And it waved. Not a friendly wave, something mocking, knowing. The kind of wave that tells you it's been watching your every step longer than you've been aware. The passengers didn't see it. No one else reacted. But I knew. I always know when the city itself is whispering its secrets. I stepped off at 43rd Street and looked back at the tracks. Everything seemed normal again. The trains rumbled past, commuters shuffled onto the next car, and the city carried on as if nothing had happened. But Chicago never forgets. And neither does whatever haunts those rails. Over the next few days, I tried to convince myself I was imagining it. Night shifts can play tricks on the mind. Lack of sleep, long hours, fluorescent lights flickering in endless warehouses. But I wasn't the only one. Social media lit up the next morning. Photos of empty train cars, glitching video loops, late-night passengers reporting gaps in time. The CTA said nothing. No explanation. Just silence. I've walked this city for decades, seen a lot of things most people wouldn't believe. But the rails hum differently now. Some nights, if you ride late enough, you'll feel it, a pulse beneath the wheels, a chill in the air. And if you're unlucky enough to see the vanishing car, you'll notice it staring, waiting, learning. Because some things that vanish don't just disappear. They remember. And I think this one has remembered me.